Hello everyone, my name is Adrienne and I am from the town of Walkerville. We're here in the library today. We're going to bring you another school holiday craft activity. I hope you've been enjoying all the activities this week and last week, and if you haven't had a chance to have a look at them, head back and maybe there's some other craft activities you can do. And then next week we will be back to our normal baby bounce and toddler time and story time videos, so look out for those next week. So today we're going to do Anzac Day craft because on Saturday, which is the 25th of April, we will be commemorating Anzac Day, which we do every year. So Anzac Day is an important day for all Australians because it is the anniversary of the first big fight that all the Australian soldiers were a part of during World War I. And to recognise this special day, Australians often go and lay a wreath at their local war monument or statue. It might look a bit like this wreath sitting here next to me, but because we're staying at home at the moment, we can't go and do that this year. So instead we thought we would make a wreath at home, which you can then put outside of your house. You might want to hang it on your front door or put it on your front fence or letterbox, and that way it's a nice idea to thank all the soldiers that are fighting or have fought in the past to keep all of Australia safe. So a wreath is usually circular or oval, and often it's made with fresh flowers or fresh plants, but today we're going to make it out of things that you would have in your home. So we're going to make it out of paper and things like that. You might have seen wreaths actually at Christmas time. So a Christmas wreath people often put on their front door, might have a bell hanging on it. But Anzac Day wreaths are a little different. They're often got red flowers on them, and these red flowers are called poppy flowers. And the reason we use poppy flowers is because after that first big battle that I was talking about, all of the field there where the battle was empty and all muddy, and then after the battle was over, the first plant to grow again was the poppy flower. So it's a nice way to recognise that event. So to start our craft today, you need something that's a bit hard like cardboard or paper, or even a paper plate. You might actually, if you don't have cardboard at home or a paper plate, you might be able to cut up your cereal box or other bits of cardboard you might have at home. You're going to need some red paper, so you could use red coloured paper if you've got it. If you've only got white paper, you could paint it red with paint. We've got some tissue paper and some wrapping paper. You could also use little red patty pans or even red fabric if you have red fabric. Or the other idea is actually to use an egg carton and cut out the little holes where the eggs would normally sit and paint them red. We're also going to put some greenery on our wreath, so you could use the same but green. So green fabric or green paper, paint white paper green. And then the other thing we need for our craft is something to stick it all together. So you could use glue if you've got glue, or a stapler, but Mum and Dad probably have to help you with that. Or otherwise we're just going to use sticky tape today because that's a bit simpler. So to start off with our paper plate, we're going to fold it in half so that we can cut out the middle so that it's a big circle with a hole in it. So I'm just going to fold it in half like that to make it easy, and then cut just roughly around the edges. This bit's not really going to be on show, so it doesn't matter if it's not perfectly round, and you'll end up with something that looks a little bit like that. And then what I'm actually going to do, so that we don't waste this bit that I've cut out the middle, I'm actually going to paint that green, and then later on we'll use that to cut out our leaves. So I've just got some green paint here and a paintbrush, and I'm just going to roughly paint it all green. Maybe make it look a little bit so you can see all the lines, so it looks a bit more like a leaf when I'm finished. And you know what, if you don't actually have any green paint or green paper, you could actually go into your back garden and pick some leaves from a tree in your garden, and you could actually put real leaves on your craft. That would be nice. You could maybe use some of the leaves that you didn't get to use in your nature craft if you watched that video last week. So I'm just going to put that aside now and let it dry while we go on with the rest. So to make the poppy flowers, I've got some tissue paper here. I want to cut out a circle. So you just need to do it roughly. So poppies, they don't have many big leaves, they're more of a circle shape. Cut that out and then I'm going to scrunch it together like that, and then just take a little bit of sticky tape and stick it together at the back so that it stays scrunched. And then I'm going to take another little bit of sticky tape, roll it up and stick it onto my wreath. So that's the first flower there we've got. And you could alternate, you could mix it up. If you've got lots of different coloured red things at home, you could use them. So I could use a mix of papers like the wrapping paper here and the patty pans, or fabric if you've got red fabric. So just going to keep cutting them out in circles and then scrunching them in the middle like that. So then it looks a little bit like a flower. Sticky tape it together at the back and then take another bit of sticky tape. I like to roll my sticky tape up so it's sticky on all sides. Stick it to the back and then stick it onto the wreath. What you could also do is cut flowers of different sizes. So you don't actually have to cut them all one size. You could do big ones and little ones. And if you get to do this craft at home this week, we would love to see some photos of what it looks like. So if you can get mum or dad to take a photo and then put it in the comments below. And even if you hang it on your front door, or if you hang it on your letterbox or your front fence, that would be great. We would really love to see where you hang all your wreaths. Maybe you could make several. You can hang them inside your house, outside your house, even maybe if you've got a big tree in your front garden. And it might be a great idea to encourage all your neighbours to do the same. That way you have a whole street full of wreaths. So my circles are just roughly cutting. It doesn't matter, they don't have to be perfect. Once you scrunch it up like that and you put your sticky tape on the back, then it looks just like a poppy flower. Roll it out, take another little bit of sticky tape and stick it on. So as you can see, I'm filling up my wreath there. I'm going to stick a few of these ones I made earlier on. So this is the one with the tissue paper. And then another one with the wrapping paper. And then I might even stick this one that I made with the patty pan on. So that was a good idea. If you've got any red patty pans or muffin wrappers in the kitchen, or if you only got white, then you could paint it red or even colour it in red with a texta. And then I just need one more there to fill it up. So I'll do one more with wrapping paper. Take a little bit of sticky tape. And then another little bit of sticky tape. Oh, there we go. And stick it on. And then to finish it off, I'm going to cut up some black pom-poms. Now, if you don't have black pom-poms at home, you could actually just use a black texta and colour in the middle of your poppy flowers. This is like the centre of the flower where all the seeds are. And just take a little bit of sticky tape again, and I'm just going to stick it in the centre there of the flower. You can see the ones I did earlier already have these little black pom-poms in. Maybe you've got a little bit of black wool or thread you could roll up to put in, or just colour in some paper, some cardboard, circle Put it on. Maybe you've got black stickers at home that you could use. There we go. And then now, my green paper that I painted earlier, that's all dry, so I can just cut out a few leaves with that. Whatever shape you want, you could do round leaves, you can do long leaves, big ones, small ones. Just going to do them like that. And then stick a couple just in my wreath, just poking out like that. Got a couple that I did earlier. Put them, maybe put one there. And if you wanted to, you could write a message. You could write thank you could write Anzac Day on a little piece of cardboard or paper and put it at the bottom of your wreath as well, or hang it next to your wreath. So there you go, there's my finished Anzac Day wreath. The last thing to do is I'm just going to grab a little bit of string so that I can hang it up on my front door. Just got a little bit of wrapping that I would use to wrap a present, but you could use a bit of wool or a bit of twine from the kitchen, even just a thread. And that way then I can hang it on my front door or on my front fence. So there you go, there's the finished product. We'd love to see all your Anzac Day wreaths that you create, so post the photos in the comments below, and I hope you celebrate Anzac Day with your family, safe in your home, and we look forward to seeing you back here when it's safe to do so. See you later, bye!